He's not even in the game anymore. If I were John Madden, I put my name on every video game possible. You imagine playing Super Mario Brothers, the Madden edition? You don't have to know you're playing it. Just jump Mario up, Mad's face pops on screen. Boom, Mario just ate a mushroom. He did. He's 2 times bigger than he was a couple seconds ago.
Oh my God.
That guy is genius. Hilarious. I saw myself up at the monitor and I looked up and like, there I am. I'm a little thinner than I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
You look great.
I do. You're
look great.
correct.
You do.
Thank you.
You look very good.
No, that was the first thing Al said to me. He goes, oh,
You look
you're a handsome man. I'm
great.
like, I know. I've been telling you that for years, and why am I yelling? Because it's Daily Blast Live. That's what we do.
And
Where's
Al?
Jeff? Jeff's not here.
You took his spot.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. He told me I'm not gonna. He's like, I'm not gonna be on the segment. He's got the Chicago thing going on right there. He's like, hey, I'm not gonna be on the segment. And I said, yeah, good. They got my note. Thank you.
Bye, Jeff.
There he is. He's not even wearing his. What happened? Why am I yelling?
Leaving as we speak. There he is.
Bye.
Are you on your way to the neighborhood of make-believe? What are you doing that you left your suit and put on a sweater that quickly?
He likes his sweater jams.
Is that what it is?
He
That's what
likes
they
to go
call
get
it.
a pumpkin spice latte
It's
with
really-
his sweater jam. He wants to go mow the lawn and blow out his
Sprinklers.
Sprinklers.
Make sure you say sprinklers.
Yeah, make sure to add that word at the end there.
Sprinklers are important.
And yes,
Hold
that
on,
is
get this on camera.
We didn't give him a proper
Are we in the
introduction,
afternoon?
though, you
Are we in the
guys.
afternoon? It's become late nights?
Yeah, but you let it fly.
We need to give Frank Caliendo a proper introduction. Of course, we know him. You're the man of the 1,000 faces and impersonations.
I call them impressions because
Yes.
impersonations feel like you're pretending to be the other person.
impressions. That's good.
Take their identity.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
That sounds weird and scary. Also, huge world-renowned stand-up comic. So everybody, Frank Caliendo.
Next time, if you could please intro me at the beginning.
I tried. You were talking.
We usually wait till
Not
credits
nice to
roll.
cut off the guests.
Listen, we are so
Al and I are
excited.
telepathically communicating. He's like, you're saying all the things I wish I could say all the time.
Oh, I just let it fly.
We are so excited to have you back. When you were here last time, I was saying that I was doing radio in Chicago in like 2006.
Oh, yes.
You came in, and my face hurt so much from laughing. We love having you here. We love listening to your impressions. Which one do you have the most fun doing out of all of them?
Oh, I think it's always different. Whatever's new or newer to me.
Yeah.
Whatever the audience is grabbing onto. So, for example, I yelled too much. Now I'm
No,
not
your
really...
throat hurts. You want water?
No. I've got my own. They,
Okay, you got it.
They supplied a pretty big budget here.
Wow. The tap.
It is. I did know it's tap, not bottle. Saving everywhere. I'm trying to think of what's where they told me they were going to ask this question, and I didn't prep for it.
Good work.
I don't know. John C. Reilly's a lot of fun because it's different. You know, you don't even think about that kind of a thing. Did you touch my drum set? I don't really have anything to do with it. But for the rest of the segment, you're gonna have to call me Dragon. Okay.
That's spot on.
Then we're in Denver, so maybe go with a Seth Rogen. I don't know. Who would even have thought that? I had no idea that we were going to be building these types of things. Okay.
It's weird.
But there's sometimes you can only say certain things, like, for example, I was working on a Saul Goodman, Bob Odenkirk, and all I can say is, did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do. And so do I. Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. So it's like, I haven't worked that to find different ways to say different things, because it's like finding a rhythm. It's like finding the music to play.
I got a quick question just as a comic, but I don't do impressions, so like you have to obviously learn the impression, but is there something in your head like, is it worth it to learn this impression depending on like how many people might know this person, but if you just really
100%.
love doing it?
Now, it used to be different. It used to be that you had to play to the broadest audience possible. Well, now you put something that's very
Niche.
Niche
Yeah.
is the word I couldn't think of that you had real handy. And
That's very Tory.
no, it's perfect because it was going to be 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You've seen what happens here so far. ADHD, my wife tested for it. I just have it. I'm the control group. And I'm the out of control group. That's what I am. It's Robin Williams-y time. Okay, who knew?
Just the sound.
What was the question? It was a good question. I remember.
Just like, is it worth it to learn an impersonation?
Okay, so niche. You put the niche thing on the internet, and everybody finds it now. The algorithm finds it for you,
and it boosts.
So when we used to do, when we were coming up doing comedy, we would do stuff that was broad enough for an audience at a club to tell other people, and they'd all come out. Well, now you post something, the audience finds you. It's almost the opposite. It's very weird, but it's having those certain things, and you think of different comedians for their brand, but their brand is the point of view that they're putting out there, and you go, okay, that's who this person is. And then when they break that, you're like, oh, can you believe Bill Burr's, talking about flowers? Now that blows your mind. You're like, oh, I know them this way, and they're doing this thing now.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because we have you here, there's one impression that Tori does that I love. You're Jennifer Coolidge. Can you do it to Frank and see what Frank?
Oh my God!
Do it.
Not to him.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Come on,
Okay,
Tori.
okay.
I believe
I
in you.
start with
Channel
the
her.
physical.
Channel her.
Okay, so you do a little like.
No, don't make me do it. No, don't. No, I'll do more.
Work on it with me.
Well, it's odd because her voice is similar to Owen Wilson. Wow. Oh my. Wow. That's really great. You look like the 4th of July.
The mouth
Wait
is
a
there.
second.
Well, the mouth is here.
Can Owen propose?
To Jennifer.
I don't even think is my Owen Wilson
It's
good?
great, yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So we've been dating for a long time.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's been,
It's not good.
when I look at you, I'm not really sure why. With you, I mean, all I can do is picture myself kissing you.
You gotta work on that. We'll work on it.
You gotta work on that.
Yeah.
Good job, Tori.
Yeah.
Really good job.
So what you were going to a certain thing there, and you said, oh, the physical manifestation first. That gets you. For me, I tell some jokes about the person, and then I get the physical part going.
Right.
I call it the pizza slice. It's a line across the eyebrows and a dot at the chin, and it's that triangle that sells. It doesn't matter how fat my cheeks are.
He like transforms that
yeah,
part.
so like a Jeff Goldblum, he's like a painting in a haunted house. There's watching everything.
Yes.
Yes. So now the mouth tells you how they talk, and the eyes tell you how they think. So if I were just to talk like Jeff Goldblum, I could do this. But as soon as I add the eyes, all of a sudden
Isn't that
you
weird?
understand.
Isn't that weird?
I'm just filling space while somebody's pointing. Are you saying wrap it up? Or are you saying move on? Well, I will. You're calling me crazy. To the sky. Yes.
That's so good.
Why?
DBL Nation. Frank is sticking
So
around,
good.
so don't you worry. We're going to get to hear some of his opinions on some stories, so stay with us. So good. Welcome back. We have the amazing Frank Caliendo with us, and we wanted to get his take on a few stories happening right now. So up first, the Beatles have a new song coming out, sort of. A trailer was just released showing the making of it, but this isn't a normal song. It was partially recreated with old takes of George Harrison and John Lennon's parts, along with a few high-tech tricks. So Frank, does hearing new music from dead musicians, what is this?
Is it put together by their estates, or who's the
Yes, they've agreed to it.
Oh, they've agreed to it. Yeah. So that's the first part, because I've had people offer me large amounts of money to try and do stuff for like almost teach AI or so. And I was like, no. They go, there's nobody to sue. I'm like, they'll find somebody.
That's never a good line when somebody says, they can't get you, I promise, buddy.
Absolutely, especially when they look like a lawyer.
Yeah.
With the red shirt.
If I don't get your money, you don't have to pay me.
I'm saying, you look like an expensive lawyer.
I do.
That's the thing. It's a really good, expensive
I'm the lawyer you call in when your first lawyer is not getting it done.
Yeah, I've had some issues.
Yeah.
Defense litigator.
He walks in.
So what do I think of it? So I don't do good Beatles. I don't do the Beatles really, but they're probably older. We should do the Beatles as Trump. Oh, babdi, oh, blah, blah, like a lot of people are talking about this, and I'm not really sure. What is this, by the way? When Trump does this, are the windshield wipers? Windshield wipers on the bus go back and forth. They do. They're tremendous windshield wipers.
How would Biden react?
Well, my Biden is like, it's real silly. It's the only person I've ever seen listen with his eyes. They'll be like, Mr. President. That's why, folks, young man, come on. What are you doing? The guy, the thing. Come on. Trump made up his numbers. Trump's numbers would be like, we've got over 300 billion people watching right now. Biden struggles with the numbers, and everything goes back to Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Totally.
So, like, where's the young man back in Scranton, Pennsylvania? 30, 4, 5, 600 years ago. 680 years, the fall of the Roman Empire. The leaders, Mario and Luigi. Mario, they were racing cars. They were tired of being plumbers. Come on.
They're tired of being plumbers.
What are we doing?
Oh, being plumbers.
What are we doing?
I can't.
What are we doing?
Mr. President, sit down. Mr. President. Over this way, Mr. President.
Folks.
Mr. President, this way, sir.
Listen, I know where to go. I know when the speech is over. I know where to go. I know the directions. In fact, I make the directions. I make my own directions.
That's right.
Sometimes we're going to build a maze, and we're going to see if Joe can get through it. That's what we're going to do. A lot of people are talking about this, quite frankly. I got trumped down to 3 questions, 3 words. Probably, quite frankly.
That is true.
Probably, quite frankly, quite frankly, probably, quite frankly, quite frankly, probably, quite frankly.
I mean, if you think about the difference, President Obama said every single word. He could say every syllable. Like, you could take something like, super califragilistic.
Oh my gosh.
Expialidocious.
Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious.
Right.
Whatever. Is Mary Poppins here?
I was wondering.
Oh, see?
Clinton's got to come in there looking for what happens.
Hey, got that umbrella.
I cannot.
I know, my mouth hurts. I can't.
That was a warning at the beginning of the segment. But Frank, we also have to ask you about a new Milli Vanilli documentary.
Oh, can I answer the question as well as I answered the last one?
First, let's take a look at the trailer.
They don't want us to sing. What? This is weird. We don't want to lip sync.
Someone had to have known this was going on. We were seduced, we were abused, and we're happy that it's over.
There's no real crime here, but it costs a life.
So this was a huge deal when it happened, and unfortunately, ultimately ended up in tragedy. But do you think this would have been as big of a deal if it happened these days? Because I feel like we see a lot of artists lip syncing. So
I just think TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't even think you'd have to. Half of TikTok is people lip syncing other people's stuff.
Right.
Now that blew up because. It was people. They weren't even singing the songs, right? It was somebody else's song.
A group of people, yeah.
Right. When we have people lip syncing in a concert setting, there's some reason for that because microphone problems and stuff like that. Do I agree with it 100%? No, not really. But I understand where the artist is coming from. But I would love to try and do it in a stand-up setting. I'd be going off track doing Biden while the Trump is talking. So
some people would be like, he's really good.
Yeah, really good. He can do 2 at the same time. I didn't know that was possible. Is he Jeff Dunham?
Well, we gotta talk comedy stuff right now because guy no one like Hassan Minhaj. He recently put out a video defending his controversies because people are saying he's fabricating and telling the truth in the stand-up. We're both comics, so I mean I can't speak for you, but every single word I've ever said on stage is 100% true.
Yeah, and I've heard your act, which is very weird. In all seriousness, I know the joke you're saying there. If people don't get it, we are liars. I was just thinking. I don't really sing "Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round." I do the windshield wipers, but not the bus. Yes. Listen, I think you just drop. I think you stop trying to defend yourself. At a certain point, you just hide for a little bit, and you just get out of the spotlight. You get away, and you come back and. If it needs an apology, if you're serious about the apology, make the apology. But if it's not, you can't apologize for something you don't really feel
it comes across. Yeah.
And you don't understand. If it's not your, I don't know the right wording because as you can tell, I just go off on tangents. But if it's not really coming from, don't do it.
Right.
I mean, just hide for a little bit and come back, at some point and say, listen, this is why I'm never going to understand it. I'm a little dumb.
Or just steer into it and say, look, I'm a writer. I really make extreme points to make this joke even better. And I think if you just sit in it, people accept it.
But if you just told the truth, if you only told the truth and you didn't embellish, there's nothing fun. Now, if you're pushing it also as a social thing, that's where I think people get a little bit. It becomes political to people, and then people start to jump in on you. And I think that's what's probably happened.
Very true. DBL Nation. Unfortunately, your show tonight in Denver sold out.
Why is that unfortunate?
Because we
people
can't go. But don't worry.
Frank has sold 3 tickets.
He's coming back.
Good news.
He's coming back December 6th.
Yeah.
He's heading to Phoenix after that. So get
good.
your tickets. Visit frankcaliendo.com. Thank you so much, Frank. Thank you.
Thank you for you showing a fatter picture of me. You want to do before and after, huh?
We'll
Looking
be
better,
right
huh? Looking a
back.
little older, too.
You look good now. You
Can
look
I get some
great.
more makeup?
Punched you.
Frank, will you take us out with the?
When I
the
came in
impression?
here, I put my thumb up and she grabbed it like an Atari joystick.
I was happy to
And
see
I was
it.
like, are we playing Space Invaders? Because you're
Frank
invading my space
Caliendo!
right now.